So we've done some really great work so far. We're comfortable with Excel now. We understand how spreadsheets work. We've worked with cell referencing. We know what kinds of data categories we put into Excel. We know that for some of those data categories, like numbers, there are many different data types, and we need to be very clear through cell formatting which data types we're using. So we have a lot of our foundation built, and now we're very, very close to entering data and working on our project. And as you know, our first project that we're going to be working on is dealing with weather data for a location near us. I'm near Charlotte, North Carolina, and so that's the data I'm going to be showing you. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to introduce you to the data that we're going to be using, and then we can think about planning our spreadsheet, and then we'll enter in our data, after which we'll be ready to go with plotting and analysis and doing a lot of the things that you're here to learn about in Excel. Now remember, this is one of the first products we're going to be producing. We're going to be producing a plot of high and low temperatures per month across a year for a location near us. And so let's keep this in mind. The first thing we need to do is we need to find a good data set for this. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to introduce you to one of a few different web pages where you can go to look up climate data and weather data for a location near you. And then that's what we're going to use to prepare ourselves to collect those data and put it into Excel, where then we can manipulate and visualize it. Here I'm going to share with you one potential source of weather or climate information that I recommend for what we're doing for the next few steps in this class, and that's the World Weather Information Service. You can see that I just used a search bar to look for that web page. It pops up right here, and here we have the URL if you'd like to just type that directly into your browser. But we're going for the World Weather Information Service. This is a fantastic web page because what it does is it provides weather information and climate information for cities all around the world. And all we have to do is just enter in a location near us that we're particularly interested in, and then we'll get some of the data that we're interested in. So I'm going to type in a city near me, Charlotte, North Carolina in the United States, and you can and should search for a location of interest to you. The first thing we see is we see the current weather conditions and we see the forecast for the next few days, but if we scroll down, then here's the data we're really after. In this table here, you can see that we have the mean daily high temperatures and low temperatures for particular months of the year. This is over a 30-year period, and these are averages. So on average, the low temperature in January in Charlotte is going to be about 29.6 or 30 degrees Fahrenheit. And we have that for every month of the year. You can see that we also have rainfall data, and so maybe we can use this as well as we're moving forward in this class. Right up above, you can see one kind of plot, and you saw that we're going to be producing a plot very much like this using Excel. So this is a fantastic source of information that hopefully will be of interest to you as we move forward in this class. I'm also going to provide links to a few other sources of weather and climate data that you can use if this one doesn't quite do the trick for you. Now that we have our data source, what we're going to do is we're going to look at what we need to do to enter those data into Excel. And that means setting up our spreadsheet. So that's our next step. We'll be setting up our spreadsheet and getting ready in advance so that we can then enter our data and start working with those data. That's what's coming up next.